while we wait, I can take these on. You wanted to do a Cranes Beach special.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna grab a seat.
yep.
I'm gonna grab a little stool.
Does raise up
Oh, it does?
a little bit. There's a lever on it somewhere. Doesn't fit much, but it's fine.
Perfect. Oh,
Okay.
do I get
You need to draw.
Do I get the drawing powers?
Yep.
It's my time to shine.
Your time to shine.
All right. So
This is your plug. Gonna have your name on it.
see how bad my drawing skills are. I think it needs to be. It's a slender profile plug. So it's gonna have.
What style is it?
It's a spook,
Okay.
but like, it's kind of like a cross between a spook and a needlefish.
Okay.
It needs like a
Flag.
yeah, essentially, and then a belly hook treble.
So is there taper to it?
There's not much. I don't think there should
It's
be
a
much
straight
taper.
taper?
Yeah, so it's a straight taper, and basically what I want it to do is have the ability to slide across the surface of the water, and you just give it little yanks, and it's supposed to kind of just dart a little bit side to side, but it's not like a walker where you want it to walk.
Okay.
It's just mostly a profile thing on the surface of the
I
water.
wonder if we should make the front nose of it maybe flat.
Could be.
Like you could sand off 2 flats on each side.
Yeah.
So you want it to float.
Yeah.
And how long is it?
Like that length.
That's like 7 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. You want it
It's
to
pretty
float.
small, but
And
that's good.
What kind of diameter?
1/4 inch.
So thin. 1/4 inch is wicked thin. So
Like
this is 3/8.
like this thick. Like yeah.
That's 3/8.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe thicker than that, but like this thick.
Okay.
But like maybe a little thicker than that, but like you know what I mean. Maybe a tiny bit thicker than that. This is all off the top of my head, so who knows if it's gonna work or not. But basically, you're trying to, similar to a needle like this, similar to something like this, but bigger, and
Bigger diameter.
maybe a little bigger diameter,
A little bit
a little
longer.
heavier. It might have to be longer, right? Maybe longer than this
Okay.
then.
Do
So
you like the needle nose?
because I want it to walk, be able to walk on the surface, like a.
So I wonder if you want it
Maybe a little thicker.
tapered in the back. I don't know.
I think
Okay.
it should be fairly the same. From what I've found, is it's almost like a dowel, but it's rounded on the head
Yeah.
of it, similar to like this
Okay.
taper, the taper of this, but thinner, and maybe that length actually. What is the length of the Magnum Walker?
8 inches.
8 inches. Okay.
So that's just a fat needle. But
Yeah.
You don't want this kind of profile.
No, but
Um,
that thickness is close. Maybe a tiny bit thinner than this
okay.
right here.
And what if this was the nose?
But I think it should be a little thinner than that. Because if you think about it, you're trying to mimic almost a injured sand eel up on the surface.
I'm gonna make something out of this.
'Kay.
This is maple. It's gonna turn easier. We're not doing production, so I'm just gonna find the center
Yeah.
by eye.
Is this your old lathe?
This is my second lathe. So I won't say it's my old lathe. My old lathe is in the back half of the shed.
Yeah.
Well, I turned a lot of plugs on this in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
And that's wood that's going to float.
This will float if we don't weight it.
Okay.
Yeah. we are almost there. Not quite. Okay, so this is 0.87, 0.89, 0.88.
Yeah.
So less than an inch.
Okay. A little thinner than that.
A little thinner.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
Getting there.
0.82, 0.85.
Maybe a little thinner than that.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
So that is under 3/4, 0.62, 0.61, 0.6, oh, 0.60.
Okay. I think the size of it should be maybe like that long.
So that's 6.5,
7 inches.
7 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then through wire it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then maybe through wire it.
And you literally want no taper, just no taper.
No taper. Yeah. I think
Okay.
no taper, just rounded. Because you're gonna almost try to. Because you basically just want the front of it to do a subtle, like twitching, walking action to get it to.
And you want to round
Work.
both ends.
Yeah, and round both ends.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Good. Looking
Yep.
good.
It's looking great. It's either gonna be a very big fail or it might be nice.
Then they're done. That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Knock a hole through it.
And then maybe like cutouts for the eyes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
That we can do.
Sweet.
1/4 inch eyes. 1/4 inch eyes. Okay. And then we'll do.
And the camera's in the battery.
That.
You're like an absolute ninja with these tools here.
Until I cut myself. Okay, then we'll come back over here. We'll do a 1/4 inch hole. There we go. Done.
Boom.
I can polish it up a little. I can sand it up a little bit. I'm allowed. Okay. And the last step before we seal is ready for the sealant.
Now we got the model for the thinner Sandial topwater imitation fully printed out, put into the lathe currently. I mean, it's a pretty cool concept that you can make plugs for specific locations like that.
Yeah.
Like, you have a need for a specific tool that doesn't exist, and you can create it and then have it work yourself. And imagine it actually, like, it works.
I can make. Yeah.
then
Imagine that it works.
imagine that it works. Well, for me, this is my first time like doing this off the top of my head, so like we'll see. Either it's gonna work, or this is what I feel like. It's either gonna be a 1 or a 0. You know, it's either gonna be
0 or 0.
It's either gonna be good or it's gonna be really bad. So we're about to find out.
We'll do a dry run and make sure we don't have a tool crash.
Close.
Close, but no cigar. Yeah, it's good.
Sweet.
Now it gets pretty thin. It might bust out. Don't know.
Does that mean I should stand back?
Well, I'm gonna put the cover over it.
Okay.
I just have to watch it very, very closely.
So this will be a good test.
Yep. If that's the case, we'll just make sure that I can take shallower cuts.
But if this works, then generally it's okay.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't bust
It works
out.
on 3 of these, it'll be fine. All right. Something I don't like about it, but it's not gonna have a tool crash. That's the big thing.
Well, if you have a bad gut feeling, you don't think it will work, but you can still try.
Rock and roll.
Look at that.
So that's what I didn't like, but we'll tweak the back end.
Okay.
The front end looks good.
Oh yeah, it does.
Um,
And it
it didn't break.
didn't break. That's nice. That's pretty cool.
That's almost salvageable. Like,
Yeah.
we just want this a little bit.
It's a pretty blunt back.
Yeah.
But-
that's why
Who knows? You know, maybe it works with the blunt back
I'm
better.
gonna look at.
We'll find out.
I'll look at my program. We'll reload it.
That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for.
I can't believe that didn't bust. Huh?
It's better to be lucky.
Yeah. Still might. I mean, you never know. One might, but
Yeah, if there's like a
Now,
air
that's-
pocket in the wood or
that's
something,
maple. If it was a lighter, a softer wood,
probably would break.
it's gonna break. Yeah. But maybe you want maple because this not gonna be weighted,
No.
so you need a little bit more density. Here.
Well, that's the thing. You kind of want the heaviest wood that's gonna float.
Yeah.
Like, what's the strongest, heaviest wood that floats? That's the real question.
Well, maple is pretty strong,
Yeah.
but there's other strong woods like oak, but you don't want the grain structure for oak.
Yeah. It's good though. I like the size of this.
Mhm.
I think it's a great size
It's a good size.
because it's small enough that, it mimics what it's trying to mimic, but it also looks like it's big enough and has a big enough profile that a bigger fish would go after this for sure. It's definitely long enough. I'm excited for it. If it works, if it doesn't work, then it is what it is. I feel like it's gonna be one of those things that the action of it is gonna be kind of hard to tell whether it's good or not.
It will be.
It's just gonna be whether or not it catches fish, which, that will be. We got a few months to figure that one out before we figure
We
that
have
one
a
out.
few months.
We're trying to fix the. Joe's fixing. I'm just watching him fix this. We want it to be a little more rounded right there.
Cranes Beach Sandy will take 3. Come on, baby.
Look at that. Freaking awesome. It came out. You gotta, sometimes you gotta just
Go
believe.
for it.
Sometimes you just gotta believe.
Believe in the magic.
Believe in the magic. That's awesome.
So we want some eyeballs on this, right?
Yeah, we do.
And we need a center hole.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna do. You want a belly grommet?
What do you think?
It doesn't need one. I like them just because they add value to the plug and but
I'm all about adding value.
we can try one. Okay. So now we need to figure out where we're gonna put one. A little bit shorter. It's like 5 3/4.
Double fisting now.
All right, we're gonna do eyes at we'll do eyes here. We'll do a belly here. Okay. I might as well set this up for success.
That's the hope.
That's the hope, right? We're gonna have to make something.
Make something from nothing.
It's gonna be loud.
It's gonna be
It's
loud.
gonna be loud and
Obnoxious.
obnoxious.
Good.
Shut this off here. We'll do the same thing here. We'll take a little scribe. And we want it right down the middle. Okay, so we said this was going to be at. Well, this will be at 2. Now we're good to go. Back over to my super sophisticated drilling station.
I like your drilling station.
I'm gonna put the eyes in. right about here.
Sweet.
And then you want full belly grommet.
It's got to be official, right? It's got to look
It'll
the part.
There it is. So then we'll cut her length, coming along.
Boom.
And we'll find the center. Using my little handy dandy gizmo here. Prototype.
Yeah.
Ball it.
That's what it is.
My sophisticated drilling system here. We went from that to that.
I know.
Concept to
To,
prototype.
to reality. That's pretty sick. The fully done model will be kind of cool on it.
Fully done model.
Fully done.
Got a great through hole. Then all we're going to do is polish her up. Now, if we want to, let's go ahead and... We don't need to seal this to see how it's going to work, probably, would be my guess. I mean, we could, but...
We're putting grommets and everything on it.
Yeah, so we come over here. I pressure fit these. I bought a bunch of single hooks for for trailer
Yeah.
tails, and I bought them by mistake. They weren't sidewash. They weren't open eye.
Oh shit.
So I bought closed eye. So then I made this little tool. That was an expander tool that I just put the eye in.
Yeah.
Drive it down. It would open it up without really ruining the finish or stressing out the metal too much. So because I pressure fit these, I got a rubber pad here and I've got a curved assister here
Yeah.
on my stake press. Screw that in. I just tapped this in and made this little thing here. So now when I come down, what it does is it applies the curve. And now you don't get that, you know,
Bump.
bump.
Fear
Some
the
guys
bump.
drill a hole. They'll drill a flat hole where that will recess into.
Yeah.
I don't do that. There's that. You want eyes on this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. In for a penny, in for a pound here.
You remember that? This is my
Oh yeah, you're trusty.
my trusty shop knife.
Yep.
She's looking good.
Do you generally put the eyes on after you finish a plug? Like put finish on a plug?
I paint. I seal, paint.
Yeah.
Then I put eyes on, and then epoxy over the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now we get to my favorite. My favorite is
Putting wire.
my wire. So this wire is 400-pound test or more.
Oh,
It's titanium alloy wire,
I don't think it's enough.
and this little plug could catch a bluefin tuna if you had a strong enough hook.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So we're just gonna do this. We're gonna take a swivel.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh, so stainless. I do use stainless. That's stainless steel. That's annealed,
Yeah.
and I think that's a little over 200-pound test. So this is double the strength of that.
Yeah.
Corrosion resistant. Harder to work with, but we're gonna put one of those in. So then I get all my stuff out here that I use to turn. This.
Where's your fancy turning tool?
I'll show you that. I can only use that with stainless steel. I can't use that with this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I need a nail. Nail. More sophistication right there. First thing I do to make, and that's a big nose, but that's alright. First thing I'm going to do is bend that up. Bend this around. Make the tail loop. Tighten these right down. Grab the end and then
Wrap it.
I usually do 6, and 6 gives me 3 wraps,
Yeah.
which is more than adequate. And I probably don't need all of those, but you bend this back and forth, the tail
Yeah.
loop, and so 6 bends it back to the original position, so it's nice and straight.
Yeah.
Cut that off. Now the last thing I do is, you see that sharp edge right there?
Yeah.
It's sticking out, so that can catch your line or your leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I just take a pair of needle nose like this, and I bend that around and tuck it in as best I can.
Yeah.
And in this case, it just snuck inside the hole.
Perfect.
And the last thing is to, now that's nice and tight, can't twist too well. I'll
Yeah.
straighten that out like that.
You cut yourself again.
Where?
That finger.
I don't know where that's coming. And then that's good. So that once, obviously if this was all painted and sealed, so
Yeah.
we've got a good hook, plenty hanging out there,
Yeah.
and that's going to spin. Got plenty of wire. That thing's ready to fish. Well, we put a hook on
time
it.
to put a-
It's ready to fish.
Put a hook on.
We'll
We'll
find some open water.
imagine we catch like a largemouth on it or a smallmouth, or I don't know what you have up here. A pike. Probably that's the most likely, right?
Yeah. Do you want to put a flag on that?
I would love to put a flag on that.
So we got one right on the table. That's the only one in that size. We could tie one up, but
Yeah.
flag or a tail hook? You
Uh,
probably want a tail hook, right?
sh-
A dress tail hook.
is in a treble hook?
No,
As in a single dressed
yeah,
tail.
bucktail.
Yeah.
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 Okay. And then let's see. These, by the way, I bought just for you.
Oh, really?
Well, they're 6x strong,
Oh, perfect. There you go.
and here's a 6x treble, and that's about
Oh, yes.
close to the right size.
Look at that. Yeah, it is. I would say so.
I mean, it's gonna work, right?
Yeah.
Now we could put a treble on the end too. Doesn't.
Yeah.
But if you want a dress tail, so then what do I need? I need. No, we'll just wait till
Yeah.
we're inside.
Might as well.
All right.
Alright, I think I gotta take a picture of this now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's really a cool video because it shows from scratch how we designed and made that plug. And in the next coming video, which again is another really cool video because we're going to be going to a freshwater pond or lake area and casting them in really still water so you can really see all the action of that, and we got drone shots of that, so you'll be able to see the action of the plug in the water perfectly. I'm super stoked for the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.